in terms of tips and tricks, very, very important to use these to get the best score possible. Couple of things that are very, very helpful that I think a lot of people need to do more frequently. First is use the sheet of paper as you do the exam. And so this is what I talk about prep. So the exam gives us a lot of leeway. We can access our locker. We have, even during the multiple choice section, a lot of time to actually just like write stuff down. So if you finish a section early, you can write down your various camo orders. You can write down all of your cardiac orders, your pulm orders, and then this becomes a mental checklist and a physical checklist for you. For whenever you get to the CCS cases and you have a cardiac patient, you can look down and be like, oh, I left out the echo. Like, I should make sure I include that. And so that's very, very helpful. Other thing you can do is you can also use these cheat sheets. So you can print it out and then keep it in your locker, look at it before, and then walk into the room and jot it all down. And the ability to take so many breaks means that if you like aren't able to jot it down in one, you can jot it down after another break. I wouldn't recommend doing this if it would stress you out. Like, do whatever will keep you calm, but like if knowing you can write all of it down gives you a lot of solace, I would definitely do that. So use your scratch paper, basically. The other thing that you've kind of gotten so far is the way you search for things is your best friend. So that's order search bar. Like, for example, for an autoimmune workup, I would just type in NT, or if I don't remember vaccines, you just type in vaccine and it'll pull up all of them. And so there's no point in you having to worry about exactly whether you know the correct workup for this like rheumatologic thing. If you can just order a bunch of them, click on them, and if you've already ordered a similar one, it'll tell you that, oh, you already ordered this, you can't order again, and then you just hit OK. This is way, way faster than trying to recall which things you need to order. Similarly for stool, you can write stool. Culture is a big one. Counsel, instruct, advise. Those are three big ones here. CT, MRI, screen. A lot of these you can get really easy points even if you don't remember the exact test by just writing that. Now, a couple of things that are also helpful is writing the diagnosis. So for example, if you don't know what thing you should order for a stroke workup, or if you're just trying to maximize your score, just type in the diagnosis, type in stroke, type in for patients that come in with rape or abuse. For those, if you type that in, you'll get a bunch of different orders that you may not have gotten points for because you didn't think that you had to reach out to the abuse hotline or things of that nature. So very, very helpful here. And then oxygen is another one that you saw very early on. You get multiple orders for that speeds up the process of putting in a lot of your shotgun orders. Okay, copy pasting your orders. So what I did on my actual test day is if I finished a block very early, in any multiple choice question block, there's a little notes button. I've never used a notes button in my life, but here you can jot down all of the orders that you want. You jot down CMP, enter, CBC, enter, and then you copy it. And then what I would do is I would actually delete it and then hit paste just to make sure that it pasted. And if it pasted, now that means that's already on your clipboard. And so whenever you get to your first CCS case, you can literally start the case after you do your physical exam by just pasting. And I think that is a big, big benefit that saves you a bunch of time. You don't have to worry about missing a lot of these like common things in the beginning. And what it also allows you to do is, since you're not thinking about all these orders that you're putting in for every patient, as you read the history, you can actually think of other orders you want to add to that list. So if they're looking more infectious, you put in your infectious ones. If they're looking more cardiac, you put in your cardiac ones. Saves a bunch of time and a lot of just like mental space. Now, physical exam. Very important as well. The way I think about this is if there's an urgent case, so they're looking very, very sick, and it's clearly not GI, what I do is I check the top two. So I do general appearance, skin, hint, chest and lungs on this side, and the top two on this side. So heart, abdomen, extremities, and neuro/psych. So I'm leaving off these middle four basically. And what this does is it allows you to do a targeted physical exam effectively without missing a lot of big things. If it's GI, then what I do is I do the same top two on this side, but then I do this whole right side. because it's possible that GI symptoms are secondary to rectal or genital. And so very important to just like do the whole side. And then if it's anything else, not urgent, just do the whole physical exam, because you won't lose points for doing a lymph node exam or a breast exam, but you can definitely lose them for not doing it. So very important, just do everything there. Clock management, we kind of talked about this. For a lot of the sick ED patients, I would just do call/see me as needed. For the inpatient ones, I don't like to advance it more than a day at a time. For example, you'll have acutely decompensated heart failure and you're giving them Lasix. Maybe on day 2, there's an automatic update if you put in the Lasix order that the patient's starting to feel better. And if you didn't put in the order and you say, let's skip ahead to 4 days from now, you could actually run into 2 negative updates. And so anytime you get a negative update, you want to quit your jumping ahead process. You want to stop right there and you want to put in more orders. And then for outpatient, whenever you're doing outpatient, for example, an MRI, it gets done within like 24 or hours. So outpatient, I also don't skip more than like 1 or 2 days. And so I'll just jump ahead 1 or 2 days. We'll have a lot of the results and then you'll talk about it. If you try to do call me/see me as needed in an outpatient patient, it will not work that well, because what happens is a lot of the tests take an hour. And so the patient says, I'm going home. So you don't want to do that. Like I said, very, very important. If negative updates are showing up, that means you're missing something big. So that means either escalate the type of imaging or management that you're doing, or you're just like not treating their pain. But majority of time, if you use our camo method, you'll already have addressed their pain or shortness of breath. And so whatever you're missing is typically a management problem. And that means you need to increase your diagnosis, like invasiveness of your diagnosis, or your threshold for managing or treating something. Similarly, if someone's not getting better and you're like scared that you're going to lose points for intubating, just like put in intubate. You'll lose maybe some points if it's wrong, but if it's correct, you'll get way more points. So if you're getting negative updates, just increase the intensity of everything. And then consult. After you put in a consult, it actually asks you to write a little blurb. I would not waste time on this. There's no chance that the USMLE is looking exactly what is written and scoring based on that. And so just like jot a very short thing. For example, like neuroconsult, stroke. Like cardiac consult, STEMI. Like I would, even for surgery consult, you can write a COLI, or I would literally just write COLI, because it's not going to change your scoring. And then really, really use the last 2 minutes. If the way I think of the last 2 minutes is in an urgent case, the last 2 minutes are for all of the other orders that you may have missed because you ended the case. Like, for example, you put in the chest tube for the store, the patient's feeling better, but you didn't ever get basics. You never got a CBC, CMP, even a blood gas. And so now is really want to focus on those. And if you don't get to health maintenance, that's okay. On a healthy patient that you finish the case, everything's beautiful, you really want to focus on getting all the health maintenance stuff. Colonoscopies, all of the alcohol cessation, stuff like that. And just like software quirks, like we said. So majority of orders need at least 3 characters or letters. So for example, the only order that works with 2 is a UA, but like LP will not work. You have to type in lumbar or lumbar puncture. Like I said, intubation is 3 orders. You have to intubation, mechanical ventilation, and oxygen in order for that to work. And then duplicate orders is you want to make sure that you just like spam a bunch of orders and you won't get any penalty if you order it twice.